So it's been raining here from the early hours of this morning, but it's starting to clear up a little bit. But look at that, still beautiful, but it looks like we've got some more rain to come. Looking at those clouds, but then again, blue skies up here and the sun's trying its best, so we'll see. So it's raining outside and it's a bit cooler today, and we've put some rugs down. And they're all chilling in here. Bless them. Even Pingu's there, look, on the rug.
So this is the first kind of coldish day we've had this year. Well, not at the beginning of the year, recently. So we've decided to light the fire. So the fire has had all the fire rope that seals the doors changed. The first lot we put in was a bit too thick and we couldn't close the doors and seal it. So I've changed it for a thinner diameter rope, glued it all in with fire cement, and what you have to do is light a small fire over a long period to cure it, so it's all nice and tight and hard. So that's what we're doing. This is the first fire we've had. Basically we tested it last year, and now we're doing the same again, but with, as I said, thinner rope, and it all seems to be going well. It's got a good draw on the chimney, no leaks. Yeah, lovely. We'll soon have the dogs and cats and chickens all laid in here, so we can't get anywhere near it. We'll be freezing over there. But yeah, it's nice, it's very homely. Everybody loves a log fire. So, yeah, good job. I don't know if it's visible on here, but there's a rainbow in the valley. Hopefully a sign of very good luck to come.
Alright, today my job is to clean off all these stones. We've got tiles coming on the, tiles will be available to collect on the 29th, so we need to get all this done before they arrive. I don't know whether you can see, but there's quite a bit of dirt all over these, and where I've got a bit of lime on the surface, so yep, we'll get cleaning them off. So I've just done half of this stone, this one, to show you exactly what comes off. So the top half is done and all the dirt is still on the bottom half. So although when you look at it from a distance it doesn't look too bad, but once you've cleaned them up it looks totally different. This one, if you look at it now, I've not done the very bottom bit, but I've done that bit there. So, and it also brings all these smaller stones out. Oh, my shadow. So it looks much better and much cleaner. So yeah, I'll carry on.
The dogs, when a car comes past, have a tendency to chase it along the line of the fence, and they run into the posts and the fencing, and they've actually snapped a couple off. They hit it that hard and they're such big dogs. So we've had to drive in another piece of wood against it and then screw it through, so it's made it solid again. There's several around this area that they've broken, so we're hoping in the future to beef it up with some steel fencing. This stock fencing isn't really up to the job. When they bang into it, not only do they snap the fence posts, but this wire breaks quite easily. It's just sheep fencing basically. So we're hoping to beef it all up, and then when we go out we'll be a lot happier in our own minds that the dogs really cannot get out. But we can't do it yet due to the expense, hence the temporary fixes. Also, with the dogs running along the top of the wall line, they're tending to dislodge stones and soil all the way along, like it's eroding it all down. So we need to stop that, because if it continues then it'll start eating into the road, which is a public road, so we need to take care of our verge. As you can see, this is the kind of damage they're doing. It's warped, it's bent, too warped to tighten with a tightener. You've basically put a bend in it and it takes up the tension, or it tensions the fence. When you do that too much, then you get snaps in it, like this. The dogs then find these holes and make them worse. Last night we didn't hear anything, didn't see anything, but behind me you can see a great big tree's fallen down. It's basically been eaten away at the base and has snapped off. Now, fortunately, we have a power line here, and I believe it has hit it, but the power line has just snapped the top of it off. So it's a good thing that it didn't damage the power line, but we need to get this cleared. A lot will go to chipping for Mandy's garden. Other bits will be firewood, and other bits we'll be making into the tea tree light holders. So first job is strip off all the smaller branches before I get the chainsaw out to chop up the main trunk.
You can see this was a burnt, dead pine tree anyway, but it's just totally snapped off. So, and that actually is not our land up there, but this bit is the start of the terrace where the mine is, up in that corner. So yeah, we need to clear it anyway, so, but a bit more firewood for us, a bit more chipping for me, and like Rob says, potentially it's quite straight this, so we might be able to use it for some other things. It's quite thick.
10 inches diameter. So it's not.
So it splits into two there, so yeah. So yeah.
And I would say it's probably 8-10 meters long.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Big tree. Yeah.
Your place, my place, it doesn't matter. No one has to know. We'll keep it on the low.
This is what we've managed with the recip saw. Cut some of the smaller limbs off and the tops of the trees and all the branches, which Mandy will take for chipping, as I said. She's also been collecting pine cones. Now these apparently make really good fire starters. Obviously all natural, so all good. So that's all ready to get processed, and we're left with the main trunks. I'll balance that over there and cut the right hand side of it so that the saw blades or the chainsaw blade doesn't get caught in it or squished between the tree as it squashes down. And I'll cut that into manageable pieces, and then it'll all have to be transported right over there. Pile. But this is where the wheelbarrow comes in handy. But yeah, so next time we'll get the chainsaw out and get it cut up.
Right, so the 3 little chicks are now out with these, the big chickens. So let's get them integrated so they're not in that little tiny coop anymore. Try and get them into a big coop. And this morning I've been in here having a big tidy up, so everything now is back in its place for winter, and yeah, looking much better. But the Polytunnel this year, it's only its 2nd year, so that window's totally gone, and the zips went probably within the first 8 months, and now it's all ripped. So these kind of polytunnels in the Portuguese sun and the wind that we get up here are absolutely rubbish. Yeah. So I might manage, if we can stay, another 12 months, and then we're going to have to look at an alternative, because I don't think it's going to last another season, this. And I actually bought some starts this year, so we have a couple of beetroot that were there already, but we've got cabbage, broccoli and cauliflower. So there's some in that bed, some there in this bed, and then the others are there. So, and I've just put all the compost that I previously used out of the polytunnel trays and everything into here. So I'll spread that out and then let the rain bed it in a little bit, and then I'll attempt to just direct seed some onions into there. See if we get some. This huge sunflower that were here, I left them all for the birds this year, so as you can see, all gone. And even on this big flower head here, it's a bit down from it looks down, so, but yeah, they've had the lot. So I'll dig this one out now and then get rid of it. But yeah, he was a big boy this year. And this was the first potato patch that I actually pulled. So I must have left a few in the ground because we've got one there, one there, one there, and that's just what I can see. So I might as well leave them in and see what they do. I will be planting, well, giving this a dig over and planting some more in here. I've got them ready, so, but that's for another day. These bad boys, which are rather large, came off a tree up by the old pear tree that we thought was a normal pear tree, and it turns out it's a quince we didn't even know we had. So I will at some point be making quince jam with these. We should have enough for a couple of jars there. But yeah, so it's a bonus tree. So I've had rain this morning and then it's cleared up for a bit, as you can see with the blue skies. But then we've got this lot coming. So it looks like it's going to rain again. But ground needs it. And like I showed you last time, look at all this now. We're definitely greening up. So, the basement door, last night, the lock jammed, so we had a right problem getting in and out and locking it. So Rob's just taking it off and taking it apart. We do have another lock from what was the barn door, the back barn door, but it's a different fitting. So whether we can swap the fitting over so that it takes the key, we're just having a look at that. So problem number 3.
No but problems. But I'm not a locksmith. I don't really understand locks. I know it's these levers have to line up to open it up, and they're just on a spring. That one's a big old key, and this one is more like a Yale type key. Yeah, I'll just have to figure it out. If not, then I'll put a very rudimentary, like a chain through this hole, and I'll padlock it on the outside.
We do want to get a new door for here, but we ain't got the budget for it yet. So it's going to have to wait, so we're going to have to try and sort something out just to lock it. So yeah, problems.
So the lock problem I've managed to solve, not ideally, but the deadlock works. The problem was this little piece down here is like a sliding latch bolt kind of thing that pulls through, and it wasn't sitting right in the groove in the lock that it's supposed to sit in. There's no way I could remedy that, so basically I've taken it out and we're just using the deadlock, which is fine. It's very secure. So yeah, problems are there to be solved, and for the time being this one is solved. The battens are coming along, that are in between the main joists. This is where the plasterboard will sit against, leaving 2/3 of the beam showing. There are little noggins here and there. They cover the joint between the floorboards above, so that's all braced, so there's no sag in the floor. Yeah, so there's quite a few more of these to do, but yesterday we went out and we managed to pick up plasterboard. Luckily it was on offer, so really quite cheap, and we got another pack of insulation, the like rock wool kind of stuff, fireproof, soundproof, waterproof, so that's all good. That was on offer as well. So yeah, we did rather well yesterday, picking it all up and getting it on the cheap side. So I'll be putting the first lot of insulation and board up today. It's quite an important one, the first one, because it has to be square. The wall won't be square, so I'll have to cut that and then square it off, and then just keep repeating that process, which I'll show you shortly.
So the chicks, they're still sleeping in their own little coop that they're all getting a bit big for. But where is he? Where is she? Sorry, there you are, Ozzy. Ozzy, hello. But we've had no fights, no commotion. They're staying in their own little groups at the moment, but it's good. Yeah, they're all getting on rather well. But the reason I'm up here is because we've not got a roof on the coop, and I need to clean all this mess up what they haven't eaten, but it's all getting really muddy again. So I've got about a quarter of a bag of wood chips that I'm going to do the bottom bit where the chicks were first, and then that big tree that came down that we showed you, I've got loads of sticks to chip there. So tomorrow, weather permitting, it's right down there, so I'm going to throw the sticks over into the vegetable bit, chip it there, and then wheelbarrow it up into the coop. So yeah, that's a job for tomorrow, because it's Sunday today and I don't want to disturb the neighbours who only come up here mainly on a weekend, so it's a bit loud, it's chipper. So that's a job for tomorrow. So there we go. With the wood chip I had left from last year, I've managed to get all this one done, and 2/3 of this one, it does need a little bit more putting on, and then there's that bit there to do, but that will be from the chips that we do tomorrow.
don't know what to do with this piece. I've no idea. I'm a bit stumped.
So that's all done. More firewood, not like we need it at the moment, but or we could potentially make something out of this lot. And certainly the smaller ones there, we can make some more tea lights. So Rob's made a few more of these tea light holders. So they vary from, that's the original one there. And then we have the long 8 candle one. And then this beautiful, if you can see that, pillar one. Which we'll probably be selling, or making and selling those in 2s in a pair. And then those are, no, sorry, these 2 are acacia wood, mimosa. This one's Douglas fir, and this one, it's like got a, if you can see it, an angle, I'll do it from this side, it's got an angle on it. And then this long one, that's Douglas fir as well, all stained. So yeah, that's a few designs. We've got a few more yet to come, but we are looking at trying to set up a shop. We're in the process of doing some merchandise as well, so we'll see how it goes. So yeah, coming along nicely.
So, progress on the ceiling. We've got 3 half sheets up. They're just much easier for me to handle, and I have to cut them in half to get them in the car. So that's all insulated and screwed in. So it's only one of 1, 2, 3, 4.5. One kind of length of 5 or 6 that I have to do. But yeah, they've got up alright. I'll carry on with this through the week, and we'll show you the progress next week. Once it's all complete, the ceiling, and it's been filled, sanded, painted, all that, we're just going to use these quarter rounds just to stick up there and just to neaten it up, and those will be stained to match the beams. So it should be quite a nice finish to it. Fingers crossed. Touch wood. That's all for now. Join us next week for more renovations. Look after yourselves, and ciao for now.
Bye.